Ladies and gentlemen, The Weekend.
Black Widow was an entertaining movie for the first 2/3 of its existence, then it decided to be a laughable train wreck at the last minute. It's what I would consider to be a low-tier movie. I thought it would be the worst Marvel movie of all time from what I gathered on the internet, but Captain Marvel sits firmly on that throne. It has some of the worst moments in Marvel, I'll give it that. It bears repeating. What hurts the movie is the final act, which is... There are also moments in the movie that make me cringe. Also weird moral choices that make me go, Actually, when I think about it, this movie's kind of bad. Plot summary. Black Widow finds out that Dreykov, the man she had to kill to be taken in by S.H.I.E.L.D., is still alive. She, along with a quirky family unit, has to save the day by killing people. She is reddening her ledger for good reasons. I can hear you in the audience, George. Weekend, how did you watch this movie? This is blocked in the Philippines. Well. What the?
You son of a bitch.
That's right, lads and ladies. Your boy is sponsored by NordVPN. That's right. This isn't the first sponsorship your boy was offered. Originally, the guys who first asked were played Bado Fejins, but I actually play something else that already takes my money. So, sorry babe, I'm taken. Taken in by the features of NordVPN. You know what you need in this day and age? Privacy. And NordVPN does that job perfectly. It protects your privacy from wacky hacker types that have managed to convert your PC into some Bitcoin farm.
Wow, amazing. How does that work, Weekend?
Well, it's easy, my boy. Nord has thousands of servers across the world just ready to give you access to the good stuff. Let us say that there is some anime that you cannot watch for whatever reason. NordVPN has got you, bro. Nord is extremely useful if you want to access content you otherwise cannot, enabling you to have a tremendously enriched online experience. NordVPN's got it all, boo. Protect your privacy. Get access to exclusive content that you wouldn't get online. Have a more secure internet browsing experience. Get NordVPN today. I'm gonna hook you up, bro. Just go to nordvpn.com/weekendwarrior to get an exclusive deal. You'll get a 2-year plan and a bonus gift for a huge discount. What else do you want, bro? I know what you want. Me. Talking about Black Widow. Oh, hi, Weekend. Mouse? What do you want, bro? Give me my $30 or I'm gonna fuck you up. So the intro is actually pretty gripping. We have young Nat, young blonde girl, young Rachel Weisz, and young Stranger Things pretending to be a family and are actually Russian spies to get plot-related thing. The thing that got me confused about the intro though was when David Arbor said that we're going on an adventure. But you're talking to kids who are actually trained to be spies? So what is this like patronizing way of telling them we have to escape? What the fuck? You should have just said it's time. It's just a weird little...
Don't touch her! Don't touch!
Oh no, a blue-haired girl has the gun? When's the last time that happened?
Jesus, I shot myself! I shot myself!
And this is the part of the movie that actually made me kind of hopeful, because it's a gritty setup. There's the ominous cover of a Nirvana song, which I won't mention because I might get copyright claimed, and the mental programming, conditioning, whatever thing is going on. It's really creepy. And you know what happens after that, right? We flash forward to Black Widow sometime after Civil War.
Don't do this.
Do what?
Come after me.
And of course she's not gonna fight them, right? And she doesn't. Yes, that's what she should be doing. Clever spy shit.
Got an empty nest, Secretary Ross. Retractor, sir.
There's also the great setup of the MacGuffin, or the important plot item of the movie. A red gas from a vial which explodes into mist and reverses the mental conditioning of these Red Room spies. Agent, who is obviously little blonde sister from the intro, manages to escape the conditioning, and she sends the vials to Nat, who is hiding in Norway. The generator that is powering Nat's trailer in Norway suddenly shuts down after the guy who set it up conveniently tells her that power is going to go off. I smell a traitor. So she goes to town to get gas. The suspense is building. What's gonna happen next? Bad movie. Bad. What are you doing? Stop! The clever intro hooked me in, bro. I thought it was gonna be a gritty spy drama with clever usage of wits. This is not clever. It's bombastic. It's loud. It's not subtle. Oh, what's that doing there? So the fight scene is actually, well shot. But the logic behind the whole fight is what I would call a hard R. So you're fighting someone that has been actively trying to stop you to get your objective. You leave her alive.
Nani?
If you're some gritty spy murderer shit, just knock her out. Or, kill her. You don't even do that? Oh, why is she trying to stop me? Come on, bruh. Also, if this was a clever movie, if you just wanted to get the vials, just wait for Nat at the gas station while she's loading up the gas, then you can steal the vials. How about that? Also, this is another thing. How did they find the vials in the first place? The vials were made by a rogue agent from the Red Room. Are there any tracking devices in the vials? Little sister also took out her tracker. So how did they find them?
Oh, just some mail and personals from the Budapest safe house.
Maybe someone from the Budapest area found out it was sent to Norway. But how did they track it specifically to Nat? It could be anywhere in Norway. Also, if anyone involved was smart, they would do a simultaneous strike with Norway and Budapest. What the movie does is the enemies go to Norway first to find the vials, then they go to Budapest. You would think this massive organization would have the resources to do both. Mighty generous for the villains to wait for Nat to get to Budapest before they assault the person who sent the vials there. Honestly, the bad guys are just lucky because the good guys are as dumb as they are. They start fighting for no good reason. No good reason, guys, because Nat already knew that the person who sent the vials was the little sister. And the little sister sent it to Nat in the first place. She says this, right?
Why don't you take it to one of your super scientist friends? They can explain it to you. Tony Stark, maybe?
So she knew what they were doing. They fought for no good reason. It has no good reason, guys, because they're spies. They should know that someone is after them. God fucking damn it. Oh, we're back here again, and they do a chase, and then we get... Guys, Black Widow goes through a lot of punishment in this movie. Backbreaking, paralyzing, you should be dead levels of damage. She also does a feat of strength later that I think is beyond her power level. Because honestly guys, Black Widow is not the hard carry. She's not the semi-carry of the Avengers. She's like a support that can occasionally do damage. Regardless, she's important. She gets important plot shit done. If you look back at the Avengers, she's the one that opened the rift so that Iron Man can blow the ships up, right? She has a romance plot with the Hulk that didn't go anywhere. I don't recall her getting hit this much in the past movies because she's not supposed to get hit. She's a spy. She's smarter than this. The people behind this movie forget that until the last moment, which is executed poorly, and we'll get to that. I can believe her getting hit, fine. But what you don't do is show her absorbing monumental amounts of damage consistently in the movie. I get that she should be the hero, she should be the focus, but her strengths aren't getting hit. She's capable of surgical strikes and playing it smart. The next part of the movie is actually the one I enjoyed the most. There are bants between Yelena and Natasha. I think Yelena's one of the best parts of this movie. It's really good. And then they have to save Daddy, so that then they get to Mommy. Honestly, I like the second act the best because of family.
Yes, we had our orders and we played our roles to perfection. Who cares?
That wasn't real.
And the acting here was really funny because I think the intro set up the fact that they actually gave a shit about each other. That's why I could buy this scene happening. Mommy betrays them. Oh my gosh, sheesh! We're at the final act, bro! The movie has become self-aware and summarizes my thoughts on this whole sequence.
This was fun! No!
Guys, from this point onwards, the plot is run by so many contrivances. Like here.
What?
Little sister is going to have head surgery so that they figure out how the gas discombobulated her brain so that she's no longer a Red Room agent. But before she dies, there is timely intervention from a voice in her earpiece. How did these doctors not notice that? Fuck me, I guess they did deserve to die for not noticing it.
What?
Oh, the vials were taken by the bad guys upon entry? Oh no, how will Yelena find it? It's like in the needle in the haystack. Really? Fucking really? Guys, she doesn't even try to find it. It's right when she walks into the fucking room. Just have this be like a treasure chest. After the dungeon, you get caught and the guards catch you. Just put it there in the guard room, man. Just shut up and give it to them. What's the point of this?
What?
Blowing up the helicopter because the main bad guy is there?
What?
Well, instead of dying from the explosion below, just get mildly inconvenienced by getting blown off the plane. No problem, because Big Sister will rescue you by conveniently catching a parachute that will carry everyone to safety.
What?
Guys, you really have to absorb this scene in order to see how dumb it is. I'm just breaking it down on editing. I see how bad it is. Instead of getting off the helicopter to shoot the bitch that was trying to blow up the helicopter, they're still on the helicopter. Nani? It would be different if it was like in mid-air and this was happening, right? No, they're still on the helipad. It exploded on the helipad. I think there's an honest-to-God problem with the editing and execution, because if Yelena just blew up the helicopter without talking to Nat, I wouldn't have a problem with it. This is not the time for sappy drama and shit. You just let them talk and resolve their drama and family issues and shit while you let yourself die? They actually did deserve to die. The main bad guy is fucking pathetic. You need to somehow get the bad guy to spill his beans. The bad guy who is a master spy and who has managed to build a fortress in the sky. Lucky for us, this fucking deviant is a fucking weak shit, bruh. This movie's asking me to believe that a sneaky bastard whose whole operation relies on paranoia and discretion spills the beans just because someone challenged him just a little bit. Oh, what's that doing there? Like, it would be another thing if we actually see the antagonist, well, antagonize Nat. And we feel that this whole breakdown of his is well earned, but we don't really see him again from the intro, and his last appearance is in the finale of the movie. He doesn't really feel like that haunting presence in the life of Nat. Nat's whole plan relies on triggering this fuck. What if he didn't get triggered that day? What if he'd had headspace meditation and he just like calmed down for the day and was like, you know what? That little annoying bitch, I'm just gonna put her in my head and the thoughts will disappear.
I don't need to impress anyone.
Well, what if that happened? Like, that's not a good final boss. You just showed your entire sleeper network to some rando bitch who insulted you? That is not secure. Bitch, it's almost like you need NordVPN. Triggering someone to defeat them usually works in video games, but as an action-packed movie, doesn't really work that well. This movie wants you to believe that he is simultaneously this evil overlord and at the same time be a sniveling buffoon. And that would really just work if we see more of him, and frankly we didn't. So Nat manages to get the info, but she can't hurt him because he has pheromones that he emits. So she does this dumb looking thing.
Sever the nerve.
I think it would have worked. It's just that the execution is laughable. Like, the editing here is like, I think one fluid cut of her just headbutting herself and then we see her bleeding nose. I think that would have worked. Instead, what we get are free cuts. And the last cut is a zoom in on her nose. That's like, what? We get it! We see the bleeding nose after! You don't need to zoom that in! And on the second cut, it looks like it's not only the nose that she broke, man. It's not just her nose, bro. She should have a concussion after this. The movie goes out of its way to explain the obvious solution won't work.
As long as we can smell him, we won't be able to hurt him. I'll just hold my breath.
That is literally how you stop this fuck. Just stand a few feet away from him and then shoot him. How has this bitch not been sniped yet? Oh yeah, also the Taskmaster reveal has no impact.
I don't even know who you are.
So little sister Widow mentioned this.
You're forgetting Dracov's daughter.
And then we also have this other mysterious masked warrior. I wonder who that could be. The problem with this whole reveal is that there is no emotional resonance. That is to say, what Nat is feeling in the scene, I am not feeling also. She's crying like she's seen her niece that she killed because she was turning into the dark side. But bitch, I'm not feeling it! I thought the way Dracov's daughter died would have been some tragic moment where she killed the daughter accidentally, up close and personal, but it's the most impersonal way to have done it, blowing up a fucking building. Oh yeah, you feel bad about the daughter? How about Dracov's building manager? How about Dracov's building's janitor? How about Dracov's drivers? What about that shit? Of all the things to feel guilty about, it's the daughter? That was a whole fucking building you blew up.
We rigged bombs. That's what I'd call imploding a 5-story building and then shooting it out with the Hungarian special forces.
There are more innocents there than just the daughter, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'm not really surprised that they're operating on this weird moral system because they let the prison basically get snowed over and everyone there is dead. Now, I will grant you this. Maybe all of the prisoners are assholes. I doubt it, but maybe. Okay, I'll grant you that. But the guards, they were just doing their job. Oh, it's almost like, let's say, a hypothetical janitor in that hypothetical building that hypothetically blew up. Fuck that guy. But the little girl, oh no. If they were going for this tragic reveal, there should have been more flashbacks in the movie itself about that moment to show us that Nat actually feels bad about that event happening. So the movie expects me to feel sad because there was a throwaway line in a previous movie and there was one flashback in the movie and Nat doesn't mention it ever fucking again. I'm really sad now. Even though it wouldn't make sense, Yelena being Taskmaster would have been more impactful. Hell, even that guy, he would have been a better Taskmaster. I thought he was Taskmaster. He would have made more sense as Taskmaster because without a tracking device in the fucking vials, he was the only one who knew where it was. So I thought, yeah, it's logical that he's the bad guy, but there's no logic here. Like this vial conveniently appearing out of nowhere, even though I'm pretty sure Yelena exploded all the vials just to save Natasha when the Black Widows were fighting her. Like, this is supposed to be a triumphant moment, and they're like, oh, headbutting, cause I'm like a cat and I love you. All I'm thinking of is... So the day is saved and I couldn't give a fuck because this movie came out in the wrong time. We know the character is dead. They should have just used this as the movie to lead up to Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, and not Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel shouldn't exist in general, by the way. This whole movie feels like a $200 million advertisement. Good job, guys. So that's it for this analysis review-lysis. As always, thanks to my patrons for making this possible. Chet McMasterson, Danil Dmitriev, Hjortor S. Hjortorson, Roykar McCoy, John Lemley, Logic M. Marcelo Oliveria, Registered Good Boy, Robot I, and Tad586, as well as these other wonderful warriors. A huge shout out once again for NordVPN for sponsoring your boy. If you really want to check out a VPN service, I think you should try NordVPN out. It will really go a long way to help support this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.